welcome everybody to Starting Grid from XtremeRPM, second episode from the series. I'm Henrique, as always, with you. With me today I have, as always, too, hugo.
Hello and good night, everyone.
There you go. And we have a guest tonight, which is Nuno Senna.
Hello
Nuno,
everybody, thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. He's here to talk about NLC, and then we're gonna do a small interview to Nuno about him and NLC Trophy this year. Without further ado, we have a new sponsor for XtremeRPM, Trustmaster. You can check Trustmaster on XtremeRPM forum or site. On the top left corner, there's an image from Tishi's Ferrari Edition steering wheel, the new steering wheel from Trustmaster, which is very nice indeed. And there's a video about explaining about the steering wheel itself. Sorry about that. Almost didn't say that. But anyway, we have to talk and we have to be quite quick about this. I have to talk about NLC Trophy. We had, since the last episode, 3 rounds, if I'm not wrong. Hugo, correct me.
Yeah, I think so.
He doesn't know either, so.
No, actually, I think that we had 2 rounds, not 3. We were on Helsinki last Tuesday.
Yeah, 2 rounds then. Yeah, it was 2 rounds, and
Yeah,
Kialami.
we were in Helsinki and Kialami on South Africa. No, actually, you are correct. I think that we also had round 4 on Braga, Circuito Vasco Sameiro. So yeah, 3 rounds.
Yeah, 3 rounds of
NLC.
Yeah,
after
3 rounds of NLC, and we said it was going to be weekly, but since we have been changing servers and with a couple of problems on XtremeRPM itself, we couldn't record any more starting grids.
Yeah, we said that we would try to make it every week or every 2 weeks, so we are a bit delayed for episode number 2, but here we are, so let's get it on.
Yeah, and also Trophy. We're gonna need the help from Mr. Knows Everything from NLC Trophy, that is Nuno Senna. Nuno, NLC Trophy, Kialami, sorry, not Kialami. Braga.
You want to talk about Braga? Yeah.
Yeah, Braga. First of the races that we missed on the last starting grid.
Well, to be honest with you, it was a little bit strange, that event, you know. Because also the track is also strange. It's a mix between fast straights and slow corners and fast corners as well. At the beginning of the qualifying, we saw Nuno Pinto in the pole position, and everybody thought, okay, it's going to be the same, right?
Yeah.
But apparently it did not, because Nuno Pinto first race was 6th. Antti made the win, Rally did the 2nd, and AJ did the 3rd place. So AJ Racing was very good in race 1. But I must add that some incidents on turn 1 of race 1 were then gone to the marshals, because some drivers did not comply, not have a good behavior, track behavior on that particular turn. I don't know if you recall it.
I recall it. They basically didn't brake in time, but anyway.
Yeah.
So we have the qualify results.
I think we have some bans over there. Yeah.
Yeah, some race bans. We had to go Vanchini and
the Spanish
somebody
driver, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, one of the Spanish drivers. Anyway, qualifying results first. Pinto 1:16.7 was the fastest time on qualify for Vasco Sameiro circuit. Remember, this is a Portuguese circuit, so it's kind of not natural that the Portuguese guys will be on top. But anyway, second was Antti Hitiainen, the Finnish driver, making a 1:17.006. Sorry, 0.2 of a second off Nuno Pinto. Then it was Vladimir Mirelli, AJ8, and Ricardo Azevedo completing the the top 5. So always the same guys doing good on qualify, even though Antti has been a bit away from the last round. But anyway, there you go, the top 5 drivers for the qualify. On race 1, as Nuno already said, Antti won, Vladimir Mirelli was second, AJ was third, and this was a great result for AJ Racing, recovered a lot of points to Lusitanium SR Pro. David Rego on Lusitanium SR was fourth, and then Adal Bueno, the first of the Spanish drivers, was top 5, completed the top 5 with 20 laps on the first race. As for the second race, the top 15 was inverted, as always, and Vladimir Mirelli, starting from P14, won the race, managing to pass everyone and everything. Ricardo Azevedo was second on the car from Global Racing. Maciel was third for AJ Racing, so again a great result for AJ Racing. Nuno Pinto on this one, managing to get to fourth position on Lusitanium SR Pro. And Nelson Rodriguez, the first of the Spanish drivers for PR Simulation, was fifth, completed top 5 and 20 laps again for this race. Nuno, you were saying that the racetrack was buggy?
Oh yes, not buggy. I must add that the tires that not allow us to cut the corners were not just only tires. They look like walls, right? If you get into there, if you touch those tires, your race is gone. Or probably will end that right there.
Yeah, I recall.
Yes, João Lopes in race 2, it happened there. It was leading by a comfortable margin, and it touched the tires in the first corner when he approached the apex, and this race is over right there.
Yeah, I recall that every time, and
I think everyone as well, saw Henrique, that in race 2 also some drivers' behavior were not so good, and marshals were his hands full over this event.
Yeah, so not a good round for the NLC Trophy on Portugal. A lot of incidents.
Exactly. Most of all because of the accidents, yes.
Yeah. And then we have the 5th round of the championship, which was Kyalami, and we didn't broadcast the event because I kinda arrived home a bit late. Sorry. And I couldn't broadcast. And coincidentally, there was nobody to do the broadcast, which was amazing.
Yeah, it was a very busy day for most of the XtremeRPM administration and staff. So that thing happened on that day, and we couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So we are sorry for that.
Yeah. As for the race itself, qualify was, I think this was the day of the football game, wasn't it?
Yes. Portugal, big match.
Yeah. Big match between Benfica
we
and
won't
Sporting.
speak about that.
Yeah, because mostly of the admins were on the game itself. But anyway, moving on. Qualify, we had Govanchini, I think was the second pole position on this championship for Govanchini, 117.8, in front of no other than Nuno Pinto from Lusitanium SR Pro, 118.0, so 1/10 away from each other. Quite close to qualify, but it was even closer between Nuno Pinto and AJ Ray. Well, I'm gonna say AJ Racing. I always say that. AJ Yates, sorry Andrew, from AJ Racing, 118.015, so 155 tenths away. Antti was fourth, and then Adal Bueno was the first of the Spanish on fifth, completing the top 5 on the qualify. As for the race 1, and I didn't see the race, so I'm gonna let Mr. Nuno. Nuno didn't see either, did he?
Yeah, I didn't attend this race, but from what I heard, it was a close battle between Nuno Pinto and AJ Yates. It was a fantastic race for both of them. They managed to finish with only 3/10 gap between them.
Yeah.
I reckon it will be it was a fantastic race from both of them. And also Antti 4 seconds behind them. So yeah, probably you miss a good opportunity of broadcasting a fantastic race. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently I did. So as Nuno said, on first place was Nuno Pinto the victor, Lusitano MSR Pro, with 19 laps, and after 19 laps he had 3/10 of a second off a gap for AJ Yates from AJ Racing, and then was Antti again, the third guy, with 4 seconds away, so not that far away. And then it's one Maciel and Richard Brooks, both from AJ Racing, and completing the top 5. And Rich was a bit far away. Well, 37 sectors. It's quite away, but anyway, there you go.
Just to add, Henrique, that Govanchini, the guy on pole for Chialami, he did receive a race ban from Braga for race 1 because his track behavior, right? And in this race 1, he did the pole position, and again, his behavior on track this time was good, but in sportive terms, not so good. He finished 12th overall, 5 laps behind the leader. So this guy is fast, but he's not consistent.
Yeah, and apparently doesn't want to drive with other drivers. But anyway, on track. Race 2, though, top 15. Reversed again, Govanchini won. First win on XtremeRPM, I think, for Govanchini. 19 laps again, and he finished with 5 seconds of a difference for Adal Bueno. Antti Hitiainen was third at 8 seconds, so 2/3 for Antti. That's not a good sign for Antti. Maciel was 4th, and Nuno Pinto was 5th at 25 seconds. So the inverted grid on this racetrack itself apparently is a killer.
Henrique. You have to have in mind that this track is very, very fast track. No slow bends except one turn to the left. Maybe turn 5 is quite slow. You have to put second gear, third gear maybe. And all the rest of the track is almost flat. So that's why Nuno Pinto was caught behind the traffic during the start of race 2, 15th place. And that's why he lost a lot of time, tremendous time, because it's very hard to overtake these cars because they have the same setup almost, you know, the wing, and you cannot detach the wing, so the cars in straights almost the same speed, so very hard to overtake.
There you go. Explanation from Nuno Senna, which is the admin from the championship, so he knows the cars. No need for me on this one. As for the last round that we broadcast, which was a week ago, last Tuesday. Anyway, moving on. It was a great race, a lot of crashes, and you're gonna see that passing by now on your screens. The crashes and the race itself.
It's a very tight track as well.
Yes, it is.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's a street circuit, so it's tight for natural. Normal is street circuits are tight, unless you are in Dubai or United States. Anyway, and we have seen what in this race? A championship gained, maybe 2, with the teams. We've seen a lot of people crashing, and we've seen me commentating for the first time NLC Trophy alone, which is amazing. But on qualify was Vladimir Mirelli on first, 1:20.4. Nuno Pinto was second at 0.5 of a second away. Sorry about that, was my cell phone disintegrating himself. AJ Yates was third. Govanchini was fourth. Good result for Govanchini again. And Ricardo Azevedo was fifth, completing the top 5. And Ricardo Azevedo was 1.7 seconds slower than Vladimir Mirelli. On race 1, Nuno, you made an amazing start.
Yeah, I was there. I reckon that I did my best start ever in my career in sim racing. I went from 6th place, and like 100 meters and one corner I was first. but I was completely off the pace during the qualifying, so I knew that I had a chance to fight those guys. Vladimir, Nuno, AJ8, Ricardo Azevedo was way faster than me. But I could imagine and surprise them with my start. You have the footage there, just have take a look, because it was a tremendous start indeed. Modesty aside, it was. Yes, it was.
He's a bit convinced about that. But anyway, moving on.
Like Mourinho.
Yeah, he's Portuguese, so it's natural. Moving on. On the race one, Vladimir Merelli was first, even though Nuno Senna made a tremendous start. 1:20.9 was the best lap, and 19 laps for the race. Thereabouts. This trophy is always 19-20 laps.
Yeah.
18 sometimes. Nuno Pinto was second. Lusitania SR Pro at 6 seconds. So, and I recall on this race that Merelli had a cushion of a difference quite big and started to lose on the end. So very good strategy from
on first turn. Nuno Pinto missed the braking point and went through the corner to the safe zone, right? So Merelli was able to overtake me on the turn 3 and gain a good advantage to Nuno Pinto. But then Nuno Pinto started from the last. He was first, then last in turn 1, and managed to recover all that distance to Merelli. And I reckon if it had 2 or 3 more laps, he would take the P1. I don't think Merelli had some kind of problem with the car, but I do think that Merelli was controlling the race. He managed to bring the car home and take the win.
Exactly.
And before you go to race 2, Henrique, don't forget that this first start in race 1, Jair, the Spanish driver, had a very bad behavior on track. But to his defense, he tried to avoid all those contacts, but at the end he screwed some drivers' race. Yeah.
I won't go to the second race because I'm still on P3. AJ8 was P3. Yeah. P3, Ricardo Azevedo was P4, and P5 was Nuno Senna after a tremendous start.
I only gained 1 position at the end.
Yeah, tremendous start. First, 5th. Not a very good race for this man sat next to me. Alright, second race was domination from Nuno Pinto. Totally domination, because Adalbueno was second, and bearing in mind that Adalbueno led most of the laps. He lost the first position about 5 laps to the end to Nuno Pinto, and then was Vladimir Merelli after crashing his car into a wall. AJ Yates was 4th, Maciel was 5th, completing the top 5, and AJ Racing had 3 guys on the top 5. So again, very good weekend for the English team. As for driver standings, we have a new champion, Nuno Pinto. Well, it's always the same champion, but anyway. Nuno Pinto from Lusitania SR Pro, 243 points. That's a lot of points. Vladimir Merelli, AJ Racing, 54, not 44. That's 89 in a disadvantage to Nuno Pinto, and with 50 points to go, there's no way that Vladimir Merelli is going to catch up to Nuno Pinto. AJ Yates is 3rd, 130. Maciel is 4th with 125, and then Henrique missing the 2 last rounds, 117. So let's see, 3rd position is still on contention. There's still points to fight for, and 2nd too, 20 points between them. So between 2nd and 3rd, these guys could still fight. That is AJ, Vladimir Merelli, AJ, Maciel, and Henrique. And then we have for 6th position, Adalbueno, Nuno Senna, Ricardo Azevedo, Givernau, David Rego, Juan Puyo, Hilário Souza. Branco, Govanchini, all the rest of the guys are still in contention to 6th position until Govanchini thereabouts. They still could grab the 6th place, and that includes Mr. Nuno Senna.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. Oh. As for the team standings, we have a change because we have AJ Racing in first with 365. Then we have Lusitania SR Pro with 315, so that's 50 points to grab for Lusitania SR Pro if they want to win the championship on teams as well. Lusitania SR, that includes Nuno Senna, is in third with 165. Pro Race Simulation is in fourth. And Pro Race Sim is in 5th, completing top 5. Only fight here is from 1st to 2nd and 3rd to 4th, because all the rests are pretty much decided. So moving on, we have to do an interview to Nuno Senna now. And Hugo is gonna do it, because I'm tired of talking.
That's why. Sorry.
Hey!
Anyway,
that's
moving
what happens when you speak in Portuguese and you try to speak in English.
Basically, yeah. Anyway, moving on. I bet that you are going to put some texts on the video about this moment. Anyway, moving on. Now it's time to do the interview with Nuno. We have some questions for you. So let's go to them. Nuno, what do you think about the trophy so far?
Well, to be honest with you, Hugo, I wasn't expecting such a good response to this trophy. But the truth is that almost 40 drivers, or even more than 40 drivers, sign in, and an average of 24 have been making part of the event. So it's been such a good run that I think that probably in the future we have another one. And let me tell you that the most valuable drivers here in the Extreme community are there. Morelli, Pinto, AJ, Govanchini is a good driver, he show up new. We have Maciel as well, Antti. So we have a bunch of good drivers fighting for this trophy, and that makes me happy.
All right. That moves me to the second question. Will the trophy have another edition until the end of the year? I mean, is this thought about
it? It's on the table. Yes, it's on the table. We have another thing going on the table. We are talking to the Adams if he can fix the schedule, you know. And plus, we have maybe going to do some changes of the way of NLC trophies getting to the people. We're going to change the tire wear rules. We're going to change the pit stop rules, you know, to give some emotion. And especially, we're going to abolish the the event of 2 races. Instead of being 2 sprint races, it's going to be only 1 race with more time.
Okay, that makes sense. Can you tell us a little bit about this new edition? If it goes ahead, are you allowed to do that?
I think I am. I think I'm allowed. Well, the mod in the Secret of the Gods, of course. But it's going to be a mod that everyone can handle it, you know? Not too fast, not too slow.
Okay.
In order to everybody makes part of it. And like I said, I'm going to introduce these new things on the rules to make even more interesting. Instead of being always the same guy winning, or the same guys in the P3, in the top 3, right? So the tire wear is to prevent those killer setups, you know? You can do, if you are a sim racing driver, you know you can do a great setup for 20 minutes, right? But if I put there the tire wear +2 or +4, cannot race like that, you know?
You have to be more careful, yeah.
Exactly. And therefore, I think I could put even closer the grid, you know, because the guys from behind could not work a good setup, but instead of 2 pit stops, they only make 1.
Okay.
And I was thinking about the fuel strategy as well, and putting a pit stop mandatory as well. And those are the main changes for the NLC trophy, apart from the abolish the 2 races sprint and put one race of 40 minutes or 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think that the pit stop, the mandatory pit stop, is a good strategy to add to that championship. Basically, it adds more drama to
Exactly,
it.
at least that, you know.
Yeah, and you can change some team strategies for each race. So I think it's a very good idea to have a mandatory pit stop.
And once we are going to change the mod, of course the tracks will change as well, because if you choose a more stronger mod, the car could go faster. You have to have a good track to harmonize, to be all harmonized with the mod as well.
Yeah, but do you think that with these changes, especially on the tire rule and the pit stops, do you think that you are how can I say, this is not for the to the novice sim racer. Of course, that we have some top drivers racing
Exactly,
there.
is to
Nuno
close.
Pinto,
Yes,
AJ.
exactly. It's to close the gap between. I'm not saying the end of the pack, because the guys of the end of the pack are 7 seconds, 6 seconds off the pace. I'm saying about, you are looking at the top 10 now. You can see that the top 5 has a difference between 2 seconds in race. I'm not talking about qualifying. In race, average per finish. And you look at the guy in P10, you see almost 25 seconds in a race. 20 minutes race, that's too much. It's a second per lap.
Yeah,
So
so
with
the
this
idea
rule,
is to close
at
the
least the
gaps.
top 10, exactly. To have more guys fighting for the win. That's the main goal, yes.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Has the racing been what you expected so far?
Well, to be honest with you, Hugo, the first couple of races was tremendous, over my expectations, because no big crash, everybody respecting everybody on track. It was amazing. Turn 1, no incidents, fantastic. But then, when the grid's starting to, everybody goes to their positions, like Pinto in first, AJ in second, Anti 30, and then other drivers starting to look and, oh, I have no chance with these guys. And the behavior changed.
Yeah.
And that makes me...
I saw the first
sad.
races, I saw the first rounds of this NLC trophy. We had some nice battles on Laguna Seca.
Exactly.
I watched the Brands Hatch race, which was very good. Anti was pressuring Nuno all over the place.
Over the place, yeah.
But yeah, as you were saying, the behavior on track has been a bit bad by some
changed.
drivers.
Now it's okay because marshals do their business, Now it's okay, but unfortunately it's almost the end of the trophy. So I think this is a lesson to take part of it, to learn about what happened. And maybe in NLC, the third edition, will not be these drivers signing in, because they are there referenced on the marshals book.
Just a quick, all correct, as you said. Just a quick question.
I thought that you were tired.
No, I was and I am, but just a quick question. What does it mean, NLC?
NLC is my name. Nuno Leite Castro, NLC. Because I used to have a blog about F1, and it was the Chronicles of NLC, right?
Shameless plug.
And then when I start this thing about doing sim racing trophies, I still had that blog. I don't have it anymore. But why change the name? Let it be NLC Trophy. That's it.
I think it adds a little bit of different names. Communities are always like, okay, let's
Farm Trophy GP Extreme. No, let's do it simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Carry on with the interview.
So you are tired once again.
Yeah.
All right. Henrique wrote these questions, which some are good, some are crap. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Has the champion been the one driver that you were expecting? I mean, when you launched the championship, did you expect that?
Well, when I launched the championship, I have a free ticket to the champions of the Formula 1, the champions of DTM, for the champion of last year's edition of NLC Trophy. And to be honest with you, when Nuno Pinto signed in, I said, okay, that's it. He won. But then I saw Morelli coming in. I saw Maciel coming in. I see Antti coming in. AJ coming in. And then I thought, whoa, gentlemen, we have a trophy here. Right? And apparently it looks like it was easy for Nuno to win. Well, it was not that easy, because Nuno had to put his skills on the top, level these guys, and to manage to be champion. So that's what I think, that next year's, with the changes I'm going to put in, next year's, when I say next year's, it's this year, okay?
Yeah.
So next edition.
The next edition,
exactly. The next edition, I think Nuno Pinto is not going to be that easy to win.
Or you don't have to have all that work, and you just ban him from XtremeRPM.
No, listen.
no, not from the NLC, from XtremeRPM. Let's ban him.
I think, well, we can only learn with the best, you know.
I'm just kidding, of course.
So yes, but Nuno Pinto, for some, are a bad guy. For me, I don't care if it gives me 2 seconds a lap, because I can go to the replays, I can watch him, and I can learn from him.
Exactly.
And therefore, that's why I like to race sim racing, because I don't like to do races like Nuno Pinto does. Nuno Pinto is always alone in the front. I like to race with somebody. No?
That's why, and
that's why you have sin in your name.
we are going to speak about the Endurance Championship in a bit, but I'm expecting some very nice battles between Lusitanium SR, his team, and some other teams that are on that championship, which have fast drivers as well, but most importantly, they are not only fast but consistent. And
yes. That's the main key.
Yeah, on endurance racing, sometimes, or most of the times, speed isn't everything. So
yep, you're right.
I'm very anxious to start the endurance championship. Next question. You have been racing on this edition of the NLC. What is the vibe inside the racetrack?
Well, the first vibe is, how the hell he gives me 1 second. That's my first vibe.
Like I said, just ban the man.
My second vibe is, okay, this is the best of the best. Let's do my best. And that's how I face the races. I'm not going to the race saying, oh, that's it, I'm going to finish P7 or P6. No, I don't care. I want to finish like 3 seconds behind them.
Yeah,
the
feeling I have from watching these races is, you are always on battles with someone, yeah, in the racetrack. There's always someone to battle for position. So I think that the races have been good.
Yeah, that's the good vibe, you know. This mod allows that, allows good racing battles, allows you to go near of the car.
The track choice is also very important.
Yes. Well, what I did when I chose these tracks, was to put a mix, you know, fast tracks, slow tracks, a street track, because we always want a street track. I don't know why, but I always like a street track. And these cars are a little bit nervous in terms of the backhand, right? And I chose the tracks with the most tight bands in order to give the audience and to give the drivers the experience of going to a little drift. And if you see Pinto, AJ, and Antti, those guys could handle it, could manage it better than anyone else. That's the trick to win on this mod. Once you manage to control that rear end, you can win races. That's the vibe. That's why sometimes I was on the track and I was trying to overtake the guy in front of me, and I knew if I enter too fast on that bend, the car is gone. Because I saw the others doing the same, but I do not have the same skills, right? So I'm learning. This is a learning process.
Also, I think that this mod is not one of the easiest.
No, it's not. No.
If you push it too hard,
yeah, you're gone.
The car is gone, and the race might be gone as well.
Yeah, especially because I put the damage over the 60%. Also to put the drivers in mind that, hey, go easy. This is sim racing, but still, it's racing. Right? So if you end up in the wall, the race is gone. It's like in F1, like in WEC, like in real life. The main question, or the main reason I do not put the damage in 100%, because this is sim racing after all. Right? So let's put it in 60%, and I think it's good.
Are these Megans as good to drive as they are to watch?
I have a funny reply for this one. Well, if they are fun to watch, it's because they are hard to drive, right? Because you, like I said, your rear hand is all over the place, always. So for the people who's watching from outside, it's fantastic because you was always drifting, always going sideways, you know. And the brakes on these Megans are fantastic. That's why you can see a lot of overtakings right on the spot, you know, like the 50 meters back mark. You go there. Fantastic.
Okay, last question. As a driver, what are your next plans?
Well, after an LC trophy, I'm going to help LSR Pro, the WEC, doing some testing. I don't know yet if I'm going to make part of that championship. I wish, but you know, my real life sometimes doesn't allow it. But
At least see if you can make it for Le Mans. It's a
yeah, no,
24-hour race.
The 3 or 4 hour races, maybe I couldn't, but the biggest races, like 8 hours or 12 hours or 24 hours, I'll be able to do it. But yes, after the NLC trophy ends, I will took a month off to relax. I'm going to help relax from the competition, right?
Okay.
I'm going to help LSR Pro, my team, to develop the cards for the WEC, or develop the setups for the WEC championship.
Yeah, hopefully we will see you on the race.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
During the official races as well.
Yeah, I'm counting on that. Yeah.
What the heck? Anyway, moving on. Thank you, Nunsina.
Yeah,
for that
thank you
interview.
for the invitation, and I hope to be part of this more often.
Yeah. You could stay there.
You can stay here if you like.
You want,
Okay,
yeah.
we
You
talk
can-
about that later then.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna continue with now the interview with Nuno Pinto. First of all, Nuno, congratulations on your win of the NLC trophy.
Thank you so much.
I have a couple of questions. There are 6, so they won't take that much of a time to do. So the first question is, what do you think about the trophy so far? Obviously you won, but
Well, the trophy met my expectations, to be honest, because we had a lot of players, very good racing, and the bad part as well, because in the end we are racing, and crashes and other stuff comes with it. But I think in the end it was a good trophy, a lot better than last year's, to be honest.
what happened last year then?
We had very few players and not very good racing.
Yeah. The second question is, in the beginning, did you expect to win the championship that easily?
Not really.
Why?
But because in the first race I saw a lot of good drivers that usually are on top here in XtremeRPM, and I was very glad because I knew that I was going to have some competition. And in the end, it didn't work out like that. But
Yeah, I mean, on the first few races you pretty much dominated the trophy.
it was the key to win this championship. I think the good beginning of the championship that I did, with a lot of points compared to my competitors, put me in a good place.
As you said earlier, and this is the third question, and you already responded to this one, is the racing been what did you expect it? And you said already in the beginning that it was, but again, it was
Yes,
what you
yes.
were expecting, or
Yes, yes. It's normal with this kind of cars to have a lot of competition, a lot of crashes, a lot of overtakings. But yes, it was good.
yeah, a lot of crashes. Yeah, I know about that part. You are inside the racetrack. What's the vibe that the racetrack on this trophy sends to a driver? To you, in this case.
Yes, it's good. Not as good as, for example, a Formula One car, but it's very good because this car is very hard to drive, very twitchy, very alive. And in the end, yes, he has a good vibe. Tracks were a bit hard to drive, a lot of bumps, but yes, it was good.
Yeah, you already responded to the fifth question, which was are the cars as good to drive as they are to watch, and you said they are hard.
Yes,
Because of that, they are good. I imagine you guys have to fight a lot with the car then.
yes,
On the
yes.
track.
We have to work a lot on the setup because we use the same setup in the qualifying as we use on the race, so we cannot change anything apart from the fuel. So we need to work out on a setup that is good for racing and qualifying. That is very hard to accomplish.
Yeah, I imagine that. That's why most guys are slower in racing. That you.
Yes,
mean,
because
you.
I always try to build a race setup, not a qualifying setup.
Yeah. And the final question is, as a driver, because you are, what's next for you?
To be honest, and I didn't think about that much, but in the next in the next weeks, I expect to improve in the WEC championship in the WEC car because I'm not as fast as I expected, to be honest, and to race in the Formula One championship
Any
and
more
be
championships than that?
at least as fast as last year to win some races and to help Ricardo because he's the leading driver in this championship.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. There's more championships coming up, or is just Formula Extreme Formula or endurance?
Probably I will race in a another championship, but I don't know. I have to
Yeah.
talk to Hilario Souza and Ricardo and see what we are going to do about that.
Yeah, I have to talk with the bosses then. Thank you very much, Nun. Again,
Thank you so much. Once again,
congratulations for the title.
thank you.
Well, the second one in a row,
Yes, yes.
and I
That is
hope
true.
I hope hope to see you on more starting grids programs, which will
Okay.
be added. Well,
I
I'm
hope so,
pretty
that's
sure you will
good.
be there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll be there and someone. Well, anyway, moving on. F1. Just to say, and you're gonna see some of the liveries from F1 passing by, the skins of the drivers that are already put on the forum, and you're gonna be able to see it on video. Just to say, next Sunday is the first round of testing. That's Jerez, and the F1 boys are gonna test everything, mods, not kind of the wet plugin. Sorry, always the same thing. Anyway,
Always
the
the same thing.
plugin from the rain.
Plug in.
Yeah, I know. I said it correctly 2 times now. Plugin from the rain. The RFE plugin, as Hugo said, and they're gonna test everything on Sunday, and then next starting grid, which will have to record next Friday, I hope.
Yeah, we'll try to record it just before the WEC race, which will be on March 1.
Which will be on Saturday.
Exactly.
And
At 11 a.m.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about WEC in a minute. But before that,
There's going to be, sorry to interrupt you, there's going to be a second test race for the Formula 1 on March 9th at 7:30 p.m. A 30 lap race, which will be the second test race of the preseason. And the championship itself, it starts at Melbourne on March 23rd, 58 lap race at 7:30 p.m.
yeah,
Live.
and the broadcast will be with me as always and Mike Pittman, or Michael Pittman if you know him by that. Now we're gonna have an interview with AJ. So AJ, first things first. Good evening.
Evening, Henrique.
I have six question. Bloody hell! I almost didn't say question. I don't know what's happening, but anyway. I have 6 questions to make you. The first one is, so Extreme Formula is almost starting. What do you expect from this championship in particular?
Lots of fun races, a lot more competition than last year.
What happened last year? Enlighten us.
Well, it was a long calendar and the teams were well too big with 5 people in.
Oh, I see. So you guys didn't have...
Maximize.
Yeah, you guys didn't have that much of a fight for positions on last championship. I also heard that last year championship didn't had that much of a drivers amount.
Well, at the first race, 30 odd people on the starting grid, but after a few races in, people just seem to lose interest.
Well, second question is, as a team manager that you are, obviously, and a team owner, what are the instructions that you give to your drivers before a race? Let's just say Mirelli, for instance.
Well, I don't really have to give Mirelli advice, he's the one that gives us advice, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a bad example, but I was saying Mirelli because he's the
But
top
to be
one.
honest, we all learn from each other as we're preparing from each race to race.
Yeah, so it's a free win thing that is
Yeah.
going on.
Hopefully it'll be competitive this year with Lusitania, and there's lots more new teams coming in, so...
Yeah, a lot more new teams. That will be explained on a preview video that I'm gonna do before the championship starts in Melbourne on March. But till then, we have to. You guys have to wait until that preview video. The testing season started a couple of weeks ago. How do you use the testing season in F1?
Can you repeat that, mate?
I was asking, the test season has started. How do you use the test season for the drivers and teams? Is just to see where they are compared to the others, or you guys really test everything, setups, cars?
Yeah, it's just to get a handle of the mod, feel its new characteristics, and start feeling comfortable with it more than anything.
Yep, it's yeah, because it's always a new mode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big investment. But yeah, you guys have to feel the mode. I didn't remember that. I totally forgot. That's why I asked this question.
It feels a lot different from last year's. There seems to be a lot more downforce and the balance is a lot better, it seems.
Yeah. I was listening to Flip and Nunu talk above where you didn't understand anything that they were saying, by the way. They were talking. Actually, Flip said to Nunu that the mod was slower than last year. Is that what you feel about that?
I'm not too sure. There's less sliding about in corners, definitely. It's easier to be consistent, but it seems hard to get a absolutely fast lap.
Yeah. But we have to correct on. So objectives for you as a driver this year, obviously.
I'm looking to. End of last year, I got into a really bad run of form. I'm looking to pick it up now from where I've gone in the Megans. Keep it.
Yeah. And objectives for AJ Racing.
Well, try and maintain what we've done last year.
Which is win drivers and teams.
It's going to be a lot more competitive, but if we can be consistent and just keep out of trouble, keep picking up points in first few races and see where we are at midpoint, you know.
Yeah. And the last question is the hardest, I bet, because if you won the championship this year, how would you celebrate the championship? Don't break the wheel.
Lots of beer and smoke.
Yeah, typical English.
And happiness.
Yeah. So there you are,
typical James Hunt style.
Yeah, James Hunt style. Typical Englishman style to celebrate a victory on the championship. AJ, thank you very much for your time, obviously.
Yeah,
because
hope it wasn't too bad.
No, it was okay. Good, very good indeed. Thank you for your time. I know you just woken up from a snap. Oi.
Sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say nap, and said snap, which is amazing. Sometimes my English crashes on me. But anyway, thank you again, and I hope to see you on more starting grids this year.
Thank you, mate. Good luck, guys, in the season.
Yeah, we'll need it. And now we're going to talk about WEC, which is the Endurance Championship. And no better man to talk about that than Mr. Hugo. Hugo,
Yeah,
what's
so
new? And what's
there's-
old?
Well, what's old are the problems. We had
Oh!
yeah, the problems are old and overcome. We had a test race, another test race at Catalonia, which was a 4-hour race. Everything went pretty smooth. The server was very good during the entire race. We had no major lag problems, one or two small problems here and there, but that's normal. So yeah, after that race, we decided to switch the mod to the default Enduro Racers mod. We reopened the registrations for this championship, which saw us have new teams, some teams that were signed up for the previous mods didn't want to continue their sign up, which is kinda sad, but anyway, that's life. People are free to do what they want, of course, and we must respect that. So at this present moment, we have both the LMP1 and LMP2 classes complete, 10 teams for each class. The only class that has some free spots are the LMGT class. We have 20 spots for the GT, and 7 are filled. We need 13 more to complete the signups for this class. So if you are watching this and if you want to do some nice endurance, just go to XtremeRPM forum, the World Endurance Championship, and sign up your team on the LMGT class. There's still some time to sign up before round 1, so if you are listening to this and watching, please do. Just having a quick look at the LMP1s. The new teams we have are, from at least from the last time we spoke, are the Chanel Endurance Group, the Brazilian team which was signed up on the previous mod. They were signed up on the LMP2 class. Now they switched to the LMP1. And the drivers of Chanel Endurance Group are Luciano Neto, Filipe Henrique, and Ulisses Oliveira, the three Brazilians from this Brazilian team as well. We also have another Brazilian team, the Snow Shatten Racing Team, which was one of the top teams during the previous test races we had. At the wheel will be, at the Zytec 06S wheel, will be Oliver Cuoca, the German, Jan Schwitter, the Swiss, and three Brazilians, Felipe Giro, João Gabriel, and Bruno Pagiolo. And finally, the French team, which won a couple of test races, the Triple One Racing, with Thomas Arnaud, Bertrand Dupraz, Christophe Barrel, and Emmanuel Tefino. I'm sorry if I'm spelling the names not not properly, but I don't speak French very well. Having a look at the LMP2 class, we have one new team. Also, we have some more new teams, but this is new to this championship, which is the Spirit Endurance Hard. They are going to race with the Porsche RS Spider. We also have the Chanel Endurance Group that is signing up two teams, one on the LMP1s and this one on the LMP2. We have the two teams of Team RGPL, the Czech team and the Cartarina team. And we have a new team on the IRG World Racing. It's a Polish team. They were the last team that signed up for this championship, and we are looking forward to see them on track next week, when we next Wednesday, when we have the official qualifying session for round 1.
Having that said, WEC is all treated, or do we have any news than that?
I'm just going to say the official calendar, which has been a bit changed due to all these test races we had. So Paul Ricard, which was round 1, was moved to May 24th, and it's going to be round 4. So starting from the beginning, round 1 will be at Magny-Cours on March 1st. Round 2 will be at Le Mans, a 24-hour race at Le Mans on April 19. This race, this date is subject to change. We are considering the possibility to reschedule this race due to some not demands, but some teams asked if we could change this race to another date. So we are thinking about that possibility. Nothing has been decided just yet. Round 3 will be another 6-hour race at Silverstone on May 10th. Round 4 will be at Paul Ricard, May 24th, a 6-hour race, and the season finale will be on Spa-Francorchamps on June 7, 1,000 kilometers of Spa-Francorchamps. That's the official calendar for this season. We are also considering the possibility to have a second season during the second semester of this year, but more is going to be announced about that later on the year. So I think that pretty sums up all about the WEC. Of course, all races will be broadcasted on simrace.tv, starting from next Wednesday qualifying, and Saturday's race on March 1.
Yep. And just to point out that you've been watching some of the skins that will be raced on this championship. They will be passing by on the video by the start, no, but not by the start, when Hugo started to talk, which was 20 minutes ago. Moving on. Moving on. Almost fell asleep here. New championships. We have new championships. But before we do new championships, I'm gonna jump this part and I'm gonna do rallying. I'm gonna go straight to rally. The rally boys have been to Sweden. The Swedish rally, 14 stages. The winner was Diogo Velosa on a Ford Fiesta WRC car for Liz Sport. He finished with a time of 54.54 minutes. 54 minutes and 54 seconds, obviously, not 54 minutes and 54 minutes again. Givaldini was second, again on a Ford Fiesta. Team Ervazeda 2 finished at 1 minute point 4 of Diogo Velosa, so a quite big difference. Paul Franco was third, again with the Ford for Liz Sport, so very good for the Liz Sport team. Tiago Gomes, the first non-Ford with a VW Polo WRC car from Team Ervazeda 1 was fourth. Fifth was Tiago Aguiar, finishing the top 5 with the Ford Fiesta WRC again. And this one is Privateer. Is finished 2 minutes point 50 from Diogo Velosa. And this was the roundabout of the results from the rally world, from Richard Benz, obviously, not R Factor. And now we jump literally to the new championships, and XtremeRPM is doing a couple of new championships. We have one that is being announced. Well, it's already been announced indirectly by when Ricardo
spoiled it some hours ago, but anyway. He had to do it.
Yeah, is the Trustmaster Nation World Cup.
Exactly. That championship has been on the works for the last
6 months.
Most likely, yeah. No, not that much, but that idea came some months ago, and it came strong, let's say, on the last weeks. And here we are. We are about to announce that championship. Probably when you are going to see this starting with number 2, the championship has already been announced on the forum. But anyway, I will just going to say that that this championship is going to be made on with 7 rounds. Each round will have 2 races, a sprint race and a feature race. The sprint race will have 25 minutes duration, while the feature race will have 45 minutes duration. Besides the 7-round calendar, we will have just one test race, which I can already say is going to be on Jacarepaguá at Brazil. All races will be on Mondays, starting at 8:30 p.m. GMT time. It will be on GMT +1 when daylight saving time are on. This championship will be sponsored by Trustmaster, the official sponsor of XtremeRPM. What can we say more? We will have 30 nations battling for the title. We will have rolling start for the sprint race and the standing start for the feature race. I'm trying to say all things from top of my head.
It's not working. Go search.
No, each nation must have 3 drivers minimum and a maximum of 5 drivers. All drivers must have the same nationality as the nation they are competing for, but the seat holder can have a different nationality. Okay, this is very good. Is very important. As always, live timing will be available for each event as well. All the races will be broadcasted live on XtremeRPM TV, our official broadcast partner. Sorry.
That was hard to tell.
Finally, just saying that this championship will be made with the Formula BMW mod from IDT.
Yep, and it was thought to be made with the weather plugin, but apparently it isn't gonna be made like that.
No, it's going to be made in a different championship, so we will not have the weather plugin on this championship, but on another one. So yeah, that
Yep.
pretty sums up the Trustmaster Nations World Cup, which is going to be announced on XtremeRPM forum in the next couple of hours, more or less. There's also some more championships planned. One of it we already spoke about it was the NLC, and
Yep.
you have another one, haven't you, Henrique?
Well, people already know that I'm kinda strange man. I go for the dark side of things, and rallying is gonna be having its spot on Factor. So we're gonna have a kinda rally championship on XtremeRPM with Rally World mod, and more informations are gonna be given to you on the forum, because I'm gonna tell you anything, and it's gonna be special, and it's gonna be nothing like anything you've been driving on rally thing championships, and I'm messing this thing up altogether. Moving on.
I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
It's different from everything we we have
We do.
we have raced here at XtremeRPM.
Yet it
So-
has something to do with endurance, but it's not endurance rallying.
So just wait and see. That's what we can tell.
Yeah, another championship that is on the making is one world championship. Is not F1 or endurance. It's another one. And
So
you have,
there's plenty of championships
Yeah.
to race here until the end
and
of the
that
year.
we cannot say. Yeah, I was gonna say that we cannot say what it is yet, because the man in charge doesn't want us to say.
Yeah.
He's a
So-
very strange man too.
I think
Don't
he
just
is
by the name.
I think he is the strangest man.
Well, just for the nickname, if you talked about it,
exactly.
his nickname is not what you call normal.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, it is.
um,
He is basically that, but
we are over the time limits for this
Yeah.
activity number 2.
yeah,
Uh,
a lot
since-
of
Yeah, but since we
had
are about 3 weeks delay,
without talking. Yeah,
we decided to make it a
Bit
little bit
longer.
longer. So, no, not sure if you are still here with us.
Yeah.
Um,
it probably isn't, but anyway.
yeah. I think he fell asleep with all this talk.
Yeah,
So-
you're talking about endurance. Just anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have to finish this thing, and we have to thank all the guys interviewed on this.
On this edition
Episode.
of Starting Grid, exactly.
Yeah, that is Nun Senna, Nun Pinto, and AJ Yates, or if you know him by Andrew.
So we will return for episode number 3 most
On the
likely
next
week.
Monday. Yeah, next Monday. From this one. This Monday
Exactly.
from the next one. Will be the first episode on March, and me and Hugo will be there, counting.
Or maybe
telling you.
or maybe 2 or 3 days earlier. Maybe we can record it before the
The race?
race of WEC at Magnitur. It should be on Saturday, so maybe we can record it on Friday, like we were discussing about some minutes ago. Anyway, we'll see what is the best date, and we will release the episode number 3 as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's all for me. See you on episode number 3. Henrique, finishing.
Yeah, as Hugo said, I'm gonna finish this thing. As Hugo said too, from us, XtremeRPM TV crew is all. Be free to check Trustmaster new steering wheel and Trustmaster website. And if you want something, just go in through our site and expect a excellent job from the American company. Anyway, again from me, Henrique and Hugo, it's a goodbye. See you on the next episode from Starting Great XtremeRPM TV.